In Chapter 7 of Great Expectations, Pip becomes Joe's odd boy, one who does odd jobs, and goes to a school where he receives a lousy education, but is helped by an orphan named Biddy, who assists Mr. Wopsel's great aunt. One night at home, Pip shows Joe a letter he wrote, and although his writing has many mistakes, a proud Joe is very impressed by the letter and calls Pip a scholar. Pip asks Joe why he never went to school, and Joe explains that his alcoholic father always got in the way of his schooling. Joe also explains that he married Pip's sister because he was lonely as a single man, and calls her a fine figure of a woman. Joe says he wanted to raise baby Pip with Mrs. Joe, and Pip is touched. Joe agrees to be schooled by Pip, but insists that it be kept a secret. Mrs. Joe and Uncle Pumblechook arrive, and Mrs. Joe relates the surprising news that a woman named Miss Havisham wants Pip to come to her house and play, but no reason is given. Both Pip and Joe are surprised by the news. In Chapter 8 of Great Expectations, Uncle Pumblechook takes Pip to Miss Havisham's house, a dreary house that has an abandoned brewery attached to it. A proud young lady comes to the gate and allows Pip to enter, but rebuffs Pumblechook. The girl, about the same age as Pip, escorts him into the home and tells him the building is called Satis House. The girl leads Pip to the second floor and leaves him in front of a door. Pip knocks. A voice says to enter. Pip finds himself in a dressing room lighted entirely by candles with no sunlight. He sees a strange-looking woman, Miss Havisham, seated by a dressing table, dressed in a yellowing old wedding gown. The disheveled woman looks skeletal with dark, sunken eyes, and when Pip stands before her, he sees that her watch and a clock in the room have both stopped at 20 minutes to 9. Miss Havisham places her hand over her heart and tells Pip that it's broken. She then commands Pip to play for her amusement. Pip says he can't, and Miss Havisham orders Estella, the girl from earlier, to play with Pip, but she says he is a common laboring boy. However, Miss Havisham convinces Estella with the enticement that she can break his heart. As they play cards, with Estella spewing insults about Pip's manners and appearance, Miss Havisham asks Pip what he thinks of Estella. Pip says she is proud and pretty, but insulting, and he would like to go home. After finishing the game, Estella takes Pip out to the yard and leaves him to get some food. When she's gone, Pip cries about feeling insulted and inferior. He enters the brewery and sees what appears to be a woman wearing a faded wedding dress hanging from the neck by a rope attached to a beam. Horrified, Pip runs, but when he looks back, she's gone. Before he leaves, Estella taunts Pip even more.